Many of us feel down sometimes. We say we can't, so why even try? So everybody needs a light sometimes. They need to feel inspired by life. They need insight. Insight. Everybody needs insight. They need insight.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to this edition of The Insight here on Iqraa International TV. In this episode we'll be sampling some tasty treats from around the world and meeting a very impressive Muslim icon as we profile them in their daily life and what they have achieved. Stay tuned for all of this and more. Don't go away.
Everybody needs insight. They need insight.
Nagwa Hedyet. I'm the director and the founder of Hedayet Institute for Arabic Studies. This institute serves teaching Arabic as a foreign language to non-natives and related subjects as well. So we do teach also Islamic history, Arab history in general, contemporary Middle Eastern courses and political texts, but they're all in Arabic. Especially after September 11, some of the countries made Arabic as a national security language, and governments themselves started to give, like grants and scholarships to students. So this also made the field richer and gave more chances to the students to come over to these areas and learn the language in its own countries.
تبدو صحراء ليس فيها أي حضارة، ليس فيها أي شيء.
كان يسأل عن السن والعمر age. We're not recognizing who is the grandma and who is the daughter. We actually established the institute after I left AUC in 1994. So we established it in 1994, and we had at that time, a smaller number, of course. But after September 11, we started to have bigger number. We have also study abroad programs that we contact universities in the States and in Europe for their students who are enrolled in the Arabic and Middle Eastern studies programs. And we arrange with them through the admissions office and the departments of Arabic and Middle East. Basically, we are so keen about proficient skills in Arabic. I mean, we want them to speak better, we want them to write fluently, we want them to read with fluency and understanding. So we do not concentrate much on grammar and structures and reading and writing as we concentrate on speaking and being exposed to the culture. So most of our programs actually are total immersion programs. So they go attend, of course, the classes, Fusha, Modern Standard Arabic, and Egyptian Colloquial most probably. But also they have the right to choose elective courses. So each student could choose Islamic history or calligraphy or Oriental music or Islamic philosophy, etc. Or advanced students actually come from comparative literature departments, for example, and they study Arabic literature, classical or modern. So a lot of electives we can actually provide because we have the professionals who can do that. I mean, all my colleagues from AUC and from Egyptian universities and from Al-Azhar University can come with special arrangements and teach these highly professional courses. in addition to the elective courses and the regular language courses, they have exposure to the culture through cultural activities that we have on a weekly basis. So they go on trips with a guide who speaks Arabic.
Everybody needs insight. Ooh, they need insight.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome back to the show. Today we have a very special Muslim profile of Dr. Nagwa Hedyet, an expert in teaching Arabic as a foreign language and who has founded numerous institutes and programs around the world for teaching Arabic. Dr. Nagwa, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Could we begin by talking about your childhood and what influences made you decide to go into a life in education?
Yes, sure. I was born in Maadi and joined actually elementary, middle and high schools in Maadi in a national school. So Arabic was the main language of instruction. And then I wanted to study political science. At that time it was the fad and I wanted to join the gang. But it seems that they wanted to accept at the university, Cairo University, like maybe 90% or something, and I think I missed that by a point or two. So I joined the American University in Cairo, insisting that I should join the political science department. And I started there, but among the courses that we had to take, like a core course, was Muslim political thought. Oh. And I was surprised when I attended the class and I found my professor was a Welsh professor, and he was speaking Arabic perfectly, and he was reading, you know, verses from the Quran beautifully, knowing much more than I knew about my Islam. And this made me actually jealous, and I started actually to think that I should minor, plus the major in political science, minor in Arabic studies, and there I started.
So that was what inspired you to go into teaching Arabic?
Yes, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
And what person or what idea motivated you the most to communicate Arabic to other people, to teach Arabic as a second language? I mean, what was the main thing that made you think, okay, this is what I want to spend my life doing, teaching Arabic as a foreign language?
You know, Arabic is the means actually, but the target is like connecting with others, connecting with other civilizations, other people, and the idea of openness, you know, to humanity. And I thought Arabic would be a good tool, especially it's the language of the Quran.
Yes, yes, and over the years you've worked with many different organizations around the world. Could you take us through some of the main projects you've been involved in?
Actually, to join this field, I mean, at that time, we're talking about the early 80s, it was a very new field actually, teaching Arabic as a foreign language. After I finished my MA in Arabic Studies, and this was general actually, it was Arabic literature, Islamic history, and Arabic language as a language. But they actually established a department for teaching Arabic as a foreign language at the American University in Cairo. So I was interested also to join this and start, you know, knowing about how to try to convey what I have of knowledge through the language to others in a technical and professional way. So I joined the other program as well.
Where were your students mainly from at that time?
I actually worked at the American University at that time for some like 13, 15 years. Oh. And basically they're American and Westerners, and some Japanese and Korean and Indian as well. Yeah.
So after that, what was the next step?
The next step actually, because I had this background in like history and literature, was my PhD. Actually, I studied at that time. There was no program for PhD programs at AUC, and I had 3 daughters, you know, like very young in age. So I studied at them. I couldn't travel, I mean. So I joined Cairo University in history department, specializing in Islamic history. And my dissertation was, again, you know, the focus is like connecting with others and different civilizations at the same time. My dissertation was the Jews of Andalusia.
Oh,
so I studied how this beautiful civilization affected the whole world when everybody was tolerant and everybody respected everybody else.
So do you think that Arabic can again be a force to unify people as it did in the past?
Yeah, pretty much.
You hope so?
Yeah, inshallah.
You've travelled around the world, sometimes
Yes.
teaching, sometimes even founding programs.
Yes.
Would you like to take us through that?
Yes, actually when I got married very early, like in the early 20s actually of my life, I went with my husband to Russia, and I lived in the Soviet Union at that time. The system was a communist system. I still remember how brutal they were when they, you know, took the Quran from me, you know, when I entered the customs, you know.
So even as a foreigner, not a Russian citizen, you were still persecuted?
Bible or Quran, I mean, it's their system at that time. And but I liked the people very much, and I thought, I mean, if they only knew, you know, they would think that this is the best in the world. I mean, but I didn't have the tool then. You know, I started to learn Russian, of course, to be, you know, able to communicate in the community. But it was a very nice period. I learned a lot from that as well. Then I was teaching English actually in Moscow. In the Arab embassies had a school for Arab kids, and I was teaching English at that time to them. But was exposed actually to Russians and British people joining the school. Then my research maybe in conferences, different conferences in Greece, in Italy, in France, in Amsterdam, in the States, of course.
So you've got a lot of stamps in your passport.
3-4 passports I have now.
So you have experience of teaching English as a foreign language, and obviously more experience than pretty much anyone in teaching Arabic as a foreign language. So what is the position of teaching Arabic as a foreign language now? Is it getting, I mean, there's a lot of investment in teaching English. How is the situation for teaching Arabic as a foreign language now?
I think since the 80s, as I was telling you, people started to know that this is a new science or a new field of knowledge, that you need to know it first and then start, you know, working in that field. But before that, it was kind of difficult, you know. Now people more and more know about the methods of teaching Arabic as a foreign language. And lots of training workshops are all over the world now. You can join one in Britain, one in the States, definitely in Egypt. And it is actually expanding. I see in the States alone, for example, you have like 35,000 students studying Arabic per year. I mean, the last 3 years, it's just, you know, something really good.
I guess you and people like you have been in really since the ground floor, and they've basically created this science of teaching Arabic as a foreign language.
Actually, I can't say this, but there were other professors, of course, who were in Arabic language in general and linguistics as well. And so the development of other languages and how far they have gone, you know, as foreign languages, and they started these programs. And
now I believe you have 3 children. Is that correct?
That's true. 3 daughters, and I don't know. It's the eldest actually studied Hebrew at Cairo University, literature and language. And then she studied interior design in the States, in Parsons College for Arts. And I have twins. The 2 young daughters are twins. So one is studying her PhD in Oxford University in Britain, and the other is studying her MA in Brighton University in Britain as well.
So will you be spending Ramadan together this year, or it's not possible?
One of them actually was here yesterday. You just arrived yesterday, and I think she'll be staying for the first week of Ramadan. But the other cannot come because she has to finish her master's during Ramadan.
So how did the idea of founding the Hedayet Institute first come to your mind? You'd worked previously around the world making Arabic programs and teaching.
Yes.
What made you decide to create your own institute?
As a matter of fact, I worked a bit in the Emirates, but I was teaching Arabic for natives, for Emirati girls at Zayed University. And there it was a different experience actually that gives you, like depth in what you're going to do if you have plans for improvement. And this was a program that with my colleagues actually, it was I think the first in the area that this Zayed University be a bilingual university. So all the girls graduated with perfect English, perfect Arabic. When I say perfect, I mean the functional language side. I mean, they speak it fluently, they give presentational skills awesome, and they write it perfectly as well. So this, helps that people could do, languages fluently if you have a good program.
Yeah.
And likewise, when I worked in the States, where I was actually trying to help the program, the Arabic as a foreign language program in Los Angeles area. They had 12 schools that taught Arabic as a foreign language for those American kids. And this also, helped me to have idea, that you can't just be as blunt as you may do it for your natives. You have to have creative ideas to let this reach the people, your target. I mean, the students. So I established actually with a group of friends and colleagues from ASE as well, the institute in Maadi, with the idea that we basically teach Arabic as a foreign language, but plus other related subjects that would give a depth in the culture as well.
Such as?
And Islamic history, of course, which is my major, and other people as well major. And Islamic philosophy, Tajweed al-Quran, literature also. We teach literature, Coptic history as well, and Jewish history, of course. Whatever is related to the Islamic Arabic culture of the area.
And what kind of certification does the Hedayet Institute give to the students?
We actually, until now, we are a language institute. I mean, of course, we do teach academically those kind of courses. I mean, the professors are very highly qualified professors, and the curriculum is more or less the same curriculum internationally taught in each subject. We have mutual agreements between different universities in the States and in Europe and in Japan, that their students would come for a study abroad program, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, sometimes a semester or a year. And with this agreement, we have the possibility of transferring the credits to those countries,